Nearly 2.1 billion people believe that Jesus Christ was the Son of God and brought salvation to the world, while 1.5 billion other people believe that he was only a prophet and that Muhammad was the true deliverer of God's word. On the other hand, 14 million people believe Jesus was a false prophet. Now that only accounts for 54% of the world's population. The other 46% who believe in things completely different, some of you will think that they are simply myths, folktales, or blasphemy. According to David Barrett, the editor of the World Christian Encyclopedia, there are 19 major world religions which are subdivided into a total of 270 large religious groups and many unique faith groups. Among this great religious diversity, there are probably hundreds of different religious creation stories which describe how humans, other species of life, the earth, and the rest of the universe was created. So is anybody in the right position to judge and proclaim to believe in the single truth? If one religion has more truth to any other, then why would God reveal it to only one group of people? If God is all-knowing and all-powerful, wouldn't he have known that telling only a group of people wouldn't really work out? Now, I'm not trying to disprove God because that is a completely different argument. I'm really trying to disprove any religion claiming to know the truth, because in reality, how can any of us possibly know the truth? Well, here is some truth based on scientific hard evidence. Early religion dates all the way back to 300,000 years ago during the Neolithic era, and it was not even remotely close to the beliefs of Abraham and Moses. Earlier forms of religion include worship towards nature or a female goddess. The oldest organized religion is Hinduism. So if there is any truth to the Abrahamic religions, referring to Islam, Judaism, or Christianity, if they had any truth to it, why is there so much evidence of other religions that predate them? The answer is simple. Religion is a means to explain the unexplainable. Early religion began when communities and farming had begun to form. Because of the lack of science hundreds of thousands of years ago, they believed worshipping the sun or a statue would bring rain or sunshine. And as human civilization expanded and grew, so did the number of religions. Most religions talk about how God made the earth, how he sent a flood to punish man, and how there is life after death. What do these things mean? It provides an explanation of the beginning of the universe, the relationship between God and man, and the answer to death. And as time moved on and man became smarter, various religions became extinct, because we know why it rains and why there is a flood. When Galileo proved that the sun was the center of the galaxy, the Catholic Church went through great lengths to try to silence him. When Darwin wrote his theory of evolution, he was met with great criticism by various religious communities. And still to this day, people will even hold to their religious beliefs and refuse to accept evolution. People think it's okay to believe that God sent a flood or an earthquake when he does it in the Bible to punish man. Yet you and I both know that there are scientific reasons behind natural disasters, and what happened in New Orleans and Haiti was unfortunate and undeserving. Yet as science continues to discover new things and disprove religious explanations, why does religion still exist? Simple, because people still fear death and desire a higher purpose. People believe in religions not because they have any truth to them, but because it provides a certainty in a world filled with uncertainty. It provides order in a chaotic world. And with this comes all the religious beliefs people will cling to, no matter how ridiculous they sound. People do not believe in a God because they logically believe it is the truth. They believe in whatever they believe because it gives them purpose. Religion is simply an emotional byproduct of man, and with this has come thousands of years of violence. In the Middle East, the Sunnis and the Shiites continue to fight because they disagree on the rightful successor of Muhammad. Just yesterday, 9 members of a Christian militia group were arrested for plotting to kill Copts. And do not forget the Crusades, the Spanish Inquisition, and the Holocaust. And yes, some of you may argue there have been many communist atheist dictators like Stalin or Mao who have committed some of the most atrocious acts of history, but at least they did not do it in the name of God. And I acknowledge that religion teaches good morals and have contributed to a lot of the world's charitable works. But is it too much to ask that people be charitable because it helps society rather than doing it for the simple reward of heaven? Why do people have to do it simply because it says so in a book? If religion teaches us morality, ethics, and the way to peace, then why is it that the main thing holding the world back back from peace is because of our religious differences. Moreover, to say that we are given moral standards because it is written because there are 10 laws written on stone, then it degrades any social evolution of mankind. Morality and ethics is derived from our social interaction with each other. We do not kill and steal because God says so. We do not do those things because it simply would screw up society. Now, some will argue that religion cannot be explained through logic. If something cannot logically be explained, then is it not irrational? The truth is, people do not accept religion through logic, they accept it through emotions, whether it's out of fear or joy. The specific religious people follow are only so because of certain circumstances. Had a Christian been born in a Muslim environment, he would be Muslim, and he would be disregarding any Christian truth as the truth. If that is the case, then how can anyone possibly say that their religion is the valid truth over the other? Like I clearly said, just because there is no truth to religion does not mean that there is no God. Religion is man-made, and it is our interpretation of God. It just so happens we still believe the interpretations of people who lived thousands of years ago when they believed in talking snakes, great floods sent by God, and a man who could split the sea in half. In Plato's allegory of the cave, Plato talks about a man bound to a chair facing a cave wall. He can only see the shadows in front of him, cast by a fire behind him. Therefore, it is only reasonable that the man begins to think that the shadow is reality. Suppose that one day, the man is released from his chair and able to see the world. But because he's so used to seeing the shadows, he refuses to accept reality and thinks the shadow is the truth. Science has already released us from our chair, so isn't it time we start to accept reality?